Have you ever just stopped and wondered how our super complex world doesn't just spiral into complete chaos? I mean, from the global banking system all the way down to your favorite online store, there's this hidden architecture that's holding it all together. And today, we're going to decode that unseen blueprint. All right, so here's our game plan. First up, we'll nail down what a system actually is. Then, we're going to dissect one, look at its anatomy, and explore a few different types. After that, we'll see how all these ideas really come to life in the information systems that run pretty much every modern business. And finally, I'll show you why this stuff matters way more than you might think. So let's kick things off with the biggest question of all. What exactly is a system? It's really the key to making sense of all the complexity around us. I mean, really think about it for a second. You've got millions of transactions, countless customers, all these moving parts. How does it all just work? Well, the answer lies in one single, really powerful concept: a system. The word itself actually comes from the Greek systema, which means an organized relationship. And that's really the heart of it. It's just a collection of different parts all working together to achieve one specific goal. It's all about purpose-driven organization. And pretty much every system you can imagine follows this really simple three-step flow. First, you've got an input. That's whatever goes into the system. Next, there's processing, where that input gets transformed into something new. And finally, you get an output, the end result. Simple, elegant, and you'll see it everywhere. Okay, so we've got the basic flow down, but what are the essential characteristics? The ground rules that all systems have in common. Let's break that down. So what really holds a system together? It's these 5 things. Think about a car engine, right? It has organization, a very specific layout. All the parts interact, and they're interdependent. I mean, the pistons are useless without the crankshaft. They are all perfectly integrated to achieve one central objective: making the car go. You take away any one of these, and you don't have an engine. You just have a big pile of metal parts. And these are the actual building blocks. You've got your resources, the hardware, the software, and maybe, most importantly, the people, sometimes called liveware. Then you have the procedures. Those are the rules of the game. You need data flowing through it, and you absolutely need a feedback loop so it can learn and get better. And finally, every single system has boundaries. Think of it this way: your company's accounting system stops where your bank's system begins. And those boundaries and the connections between them are absolutely crucial. Now, of course, not all systems are created equal, so let's quickly explore a couple of key ways that we can classify them. So the first distinction is pretty straightforward. You've got physical systems, which are things you can actually touch, like the computers and desks in an office. And then you have abstract systems, which are conceptual. They're the models, the formulas, the ideas we use to understand the physical world. This next one is a really important distinction. An open system talks to its environment. Think of a business taking in customer orders and sending out products. A closed system, on the other hand, is totally isolated. Now, while that's a useful idea for, say, scientific models, in the real world, virtually every system is open. Everything is connected to everything else. Okay, now let's get super practical. We're going to zoom right in on the specific kinds of systems that are basically the lifeblood of nearly every modern company out there: information systems. Yep, we're zeroing in on those computer-based information systems that power pretty much everything you do online. This is where all those abstract ideas we've been talking about become the actual technology you use every single day. So to really get these systems, you first have to understand that a company needs different kinds of information at different levels. Way up at the top, the executives, they need strategic info for the big picture. In the middle, you have managers who need managerial information just to track progress. And down at the bottom, the operational staff need real-time operational data to just get their jobs done. One system can't do it all, and that's exactly why we have the pyramid. So at the very base of this pyramid is the Transaction Processing System, or TPS. This thing is the workhorse. It handles all the high-volume, day-to-day stuff. Think about booking a flight, making a bank deposit, scanning groceries. That's a TPS in action. It's all about speed and accuracy. Okay, one level up. We've got the Management Information System, or MIS. This system is smart. It takes all that raw data from the TPS and turns it into useful reports. So it's not just processing transactions anymore, it's summarizing them so that managers can see what happened last quarter and start making plans for the next one. And then at the very top of the pyramid, we have the Decision Support System, or DSS. This is for the big, messy, long-term questions.
A DSS helps executives analyze trends, model different scenarios, and make those tough strategic calls where there's no clear right or wrong answer, like, say, setting a whole new company policy.
And this table just brings it all together perfectly. You can see at the bottom, the TPS handles structured, daily decisions for the operational folks. In the middle, the MIS helps managers with semi-structured decisions using that process TPS data. And at the top, the DSS gives executives the tools for unstructured, long-term decisions, pulling in data from both inside and outside the company. It's really a beautiful hierarchy of information. So we've gone through a lot. Why should you care about any of this? Well, because once you start seeing systems, you start seeing how the world actually works. This quote here really gets to the heart of it all. A system isn't just some techie concept. It's a fundamental way of solving problems. It's about bringing structure and organization to any challenge you face.
So here's the bottom line. Whether it's a computer program, a business process, or heck, even your morning routine, systems are the blueprints we design to manage complexity and actually get things done. They are the hidden architecture of achievement.
And that leaves us with one final question for you to chew on. From the traffic lights that guide your commute to the app you used to order coffee this morning, what are the unseen systems that are shaping your world right now?